Hi guys, it's your boy Ali coming at you live from EKP, the Trench, Edo State, Nigeria, and today I am going to be showing you guys how I like to mix vocals in Afro-based songs. And the artist in question today happens to go by the name Sydney. He's an up-and-coming act. If you haven't heard them, I encourage you to do so because this is an excellent opportunity for you to know what he's capable of. So I'm going to be breaking it down as best as I can and try my possible best not to waste your time. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Hi, hello. I was wondering, I just landed in Lagos. Should I pull up?
Finesse, neglect, reset. You know I'll finish, forget, regret. You know I'll connect, target, this sex.
Okay. Before you guys get wet, I'm kidding. But yeah, so you can already feel the warmth and the beauty behind those vocals. I'm just gonna take this step by step so you can have an idea on how we got here, right? If I was asked to mix for Wizkid, this is probably how I would go about it because the most beautiful thing about this song is the fact that I think I'm gonna make use of that one. Yeah, so I'm going to be breaking it down piece by piece, one by one, what these plugins do. Okay. This is the instrumentation, by the way. It's at -3 decibels, and the master. Wow, are you serious? I only mastered the song with Maximus. That's not possible. It can't be. Anyways, this is how it sounds.
Finesse, neglect, reset. You know I'll finish.
That's a raw vocal. Lovely raw take.
Finesse, neglect, reset.
Wow, I did not even do any stereo panning, which is quite weird, but okay, if it works, it works, right? Most of my mixes I find myself doing the panning thing, but I didn't see the need to in this scenario because the vocals were already sitting quite nicely in the mix. The next thing, first things first, auto tune. I'm gonna turn the effects on the channel. Yeah, by doing that. The key of the song happens to be in E flat minor. E flat minor would be a D sharp minor, and my retune speed is set to 3 and harmonization to 50%. What is going on in my life? Okay, so this is how it sounds with the autotune. What's going on?
Finesse, finesse,
Crazy.
neglect, reset. You know I'll finish, forget.
Already you can hear such transformation, and the next thing I like to do would be an EQ. I'm gonna do this from scratch again so you guys can have an idea of what the EQ looks like, how I would like to EQ his vocals.
Finesse, neglect, reset. You know I'll finish, forget, regret. You know I'll connect, target, this sex. Finesse, neglect, reset. You know I'll finish, forget, regret. You know I'll connect, target, this sex. You know I'll finish, confess, the best. You know I finesse, neglect, reset. You know I'll finish, forget, regret. You know I'll.
Basically, that's all I'm doing there. I know Sid does like a little bit of boost on the high end of his vocals.
Finesse,
Just gonna boost a little bit, boost the highs a little bit here, just a little bit,
finesse,
And that's it.
neglect, reset. You
Next thing I
know,
like to do is add a little bit of distortion. I like to use slate digital for this. The preset I'm using in this instance is pop vocals.
I finesse, neglect, reset. You know,
Already you can hear so much difference. Now the next thing I like to do is compress. I don't want to spend so much of your time today. CLA76 model is the compressor I'm using for this instance, and the preset happens to be vocal. You can copy the settings if you feel like it, and this is how it sounds with the compressor active.
I finesse, neglect, reset. You know, I'll finish, forget, regret. You know,
And next thing I like to do is DS.
I finesse.
The preset is male S. Frequency, just take note of the few things I'm about to take. I'm about to adjust. I'm just gonna bring down the threshold.
I finesse, neglect, reset. You know, I'll finish, forget, regret. You know, I'll connect, target, the sex. You know, I'll finish, confess.
Don't worry about the backups. I'm gonna show you guys how I also went around that too. So Echo Boy.
I finesse, neglect, reset. You know, I'll finish, forget, regret. You know, I'll connect, target, the sex. You know, I'll finish, confess, the best.
Okay, so that's one way I would like to go about EQing. That one way I would like to go about setting the delay for the vocals. Mind you, we haven't added the reverb, and last but not least was a little bit of subtractive EQ on the frequencies on the vocal.
I finesse, neglect, reset. You know, I'll finish, forget, regret. You know, I'll connect, target, the sex. You know, I'll finish, confess. I finesse, neglect, reset. You know, I'll finish.
Okay, so it sounds lovely. It sounds very, very classy. And for our reverb, I like to use H Reverb by Waves. It's my go-to reverb for almost any instance regarding lead vocals. The key happens to be the same thing with the other one. We're using FabFilter Q3.
I finesse.
So we route the signal from the main lead vocal into a separate channel, and we call that channel reverb, right? And with the effects turned on, it should sound something like this.
I finesse, neglect, reset. You know.
So you can hear the difference. And last but not least, I like to sidechain my vocals to the reverb. So whenever the artist isn't singing, the reverb signal stops and it's not as wet, Basically that's how I like to go about mixing my lead vocals. And for the back for the backups, obviously I don't want to. Yeah, I think this might be a backup because I know Izu likes. I call him Izu. His name is Sydney. I know Sydney likes to put backups on his vocals because he's the type to sing. So basically, take it like this: this backup processing is more or less the same processing with this same formula, but the only difference is I made a few augmentations. I panned it all the way left 25%, routed it to track 14 after consolidating the vocal with effects from this channel. Yeah, more or less like if I was to, I know it sounds a little bit complicated. If I was to consolidate these vocals here, the lead vocals over here,
I finesse, neglect.
which I did do. This is what you're hearing over here now.
I finesse, neglect, reset.
Which is what you're hearing over here right now. I'm just saying, so after consolidating these vocals, I routed the main lead vocals to this channel, track 9, verse, and I added a little bit of de-essing to cut out frequencies that might be too harsh, right? Then the next thing I did was do the same thing for these backups, the ones over here, right? Because you can see they're also routed to track 3. I treated them and consolidated them, and they sound like this now.
Wow, finish, confess.
We're out to track 14, and this is the processing I added on track 14. First thing I added was a fruity chorus for that texture you're hearing now. I'm gonna solo it so you can have an idea.
Wow, finish, confess. The best.
So that's what the chord.
Wow, finish, confess.
So with the chorus, it sounds like this.
Wow, finish, confess. The best.
So we don't want the backups to clash with the lead vocals. We don't want them dragging the same frequency spectrum. So what I did next was EQ. I took out some highs because the highs is where the vocals are. Took out some highs and I did some subtractive EQ on the backup signal.
Wow, finish, confess. The best, you know.
So the lead vocals can still have like contrast. We can have contrast between the lead vocals and the backups. Next thing I like to do is stereo shape. I like to use stereo shaper to place the backups a little bit behind lead vocals, and this is how it sounds.
Wow, finish, confess. The best, you know.
So to give the illusion of space, we did all that, and last but not least, I took out some dB using Fruity Balance. This is stock plugin by Afro Studio.
Wow, finish, confess. The best, you know. Anything you need for the rodeo tonight.
So if you guys love what you're hearing, because I know I do, you should check out the song. It's available on all streaming platforms. Shout out Sid for giving me the chance to mix your vocals. I am greatly honored and humbled. Shout out LKE Living Kings Entertainment for the space given to us to make this a possibility. And that's it, more or less. If you haven't heard this song, you're missing out, trust me. Till next time, guys, I love y'all. Let's try and do more of this. Till next time, peace. It's all love.